Just waiting for a few people to join in. So good evening, guys. This is a whole new way to start off the IPL, and us students from IISM, we are actually starting this IPL by organizing this mini league that we call it as the Third Man's Corner Cricket Show, where our fans, like our fan here, Omkar Acharya, and other teams' fan as well, where we will be analyzing the IPL and perceiving it from a whole new perspective. I'm Sanchit Desai, your host for today, for this big encounter between Mumbai Indians and the Royal Challengers Bangalore to kickstart the IPL season. And we're just waiting for the RCB fan to join us. But till then, let me just tell you that it's absolute honor that to see a tournament like the Indian Premier League being organized twice in the span of 10 months in this COVID impacted world. And really hats off to BCCI for this commendable effort. And it almost feels like yesterday when we saw the defending champion Mumbai Indians lifting their trophy in the UAE, and suddenly IPL is back here after 5 months. It's a whole new different feeling. So till the time the Royal Challengers Bangalore fan is joining in, let's have a chat with our friend here, Omkar, who is a diehard Mumbai Indians fan. So Omkar, how's it going?
I'm pretty much excited, Sanjit. How are you?
Really, really good. And we can see that you're wearing your proudly wearing your Mumbai Indians jersey. So highly confident. Or do you think that it's going to be a cakewalk once again for the Mumbai Indians?
You can say so. We have been the most successful side. So, but winning the first match is more important for us now.
Exactly. And talking about your confidence, we got your rival for today. We got the big rival from today, the guy representing the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Should we call Royal Challengers Bangalore your team's rival, Omkar, before I go on to Kaustubh?
Yeah, you can say so because we have a great rivalry between RCB. The head-to-head record stands 17 to 10. We are leading 17. So you
Wow.
can call that a rivalry.
Well, that's the start of the show with a bit of banter. Kaustubh, is it okay if you can check your background noise, because you could sense some traffic
Okay.
noises?
Okay. Yeah. I live nearby highway, so yeah.
Yeah, not an issue.
Mumbai
Not
has
an
been
issue.
very busy with the ambulances. Yeah. Go
A
ahead.
Royal Challengers fan from Mumbai. Really amazing. You can see fans from not the supporting city that they are living in. We can see fans from Chennai supporting the Mumbai Indians. We can see fans from Mumbai supporting the Rajasthan Royals, like myself. So that is the beauty of the IPL. We can connect with any team wherever we want. So to start off with the session, we got the two fans here, our two experts for the show. We got Omkar Acharya representing the defending champions Mumbai Indians, and we got Kaustubh Bhogle representing the men in red, Royal Challengers Bangalore, who are hungry this season, and they have made some crucial buys at the auction. So to start off with our first question to the defending champions expert Mumbai Indians, Omkar Acharya, you can actually expect this question coming ahead at the start of the season, and you know which question I'm going to go for. That is the Mumbai Indians record in the IPL opener. So, is it is it is it a common trend for you guys that whenever you go on to lose the first match, you go on to win the trophy? Is that a game plan that is being discussed in the team management, or do you fans really want to see your team winning the first match after a long time?
It's not like that. We don't want to win the first match, and if we lose the first match, we win the cup. We have always played the first match and we have lost the match by margin of errors, like in the last over up to the last ball. You can say so. So just want to say that like we break the UAE streak last season, we'll break this streak this one as well and defend a trophy again, the sixth
Well,
trophy on the trot.
Well, there is someone who would really like this to happen, and that someone is on the show with you. That is Kaustubh representing the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Kaustubh, when you see Mumbai Indians record in the IPL openers, do you feel confident that your team Royal Challengers Bangalore would finally have won over your arch rivals Mumbai Indians today?
Yeah, obviously, man. The openers are for us now. I mean, when the schedule was announced, it was written up. The 2 points were in our bag from the start only. Mumbai has no chance today.
I can see the confidence. I can see.
I would like to add one thing.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
RCB has never won their first match whenever they have played in Chepauk. That too from 2014.
Talking
But
about
is it?
this,
But
yeah,
has that
going
happened
ahead
eight
with,
times a year?
yeah, we can always have the banter around, and that is going to continue for the next 6 weeks or so as the IPL progress. And talking about Chepauk, there is one interesting fact for all the viewers here. When the last time Bangalore played in Chepauk, that was against Chennai Super Kings back in 2019, they got all out for 70, and Chennai Super Kings won that game comfortably. So my question to Kaustubh here is: are you expecting a similar kind of conditions here in Chepauk, where you would see pitches ideally assisting the spinners rather than it being flat pitches like you would normally expect from a neutral venue?
Look, in Chennai, you can't do much about pitches. It's always going to be slow, it's always going to be dusty, and it's always going to be a huge turn. No matter what you do, the pitches, the soil, the conditions there are made for the spin. So yeah, we are expecting spinner-friendly conditions. And I know we did not have a good record at the time, but yeah, definitely this time, the first match against MI, yeah, man, sure, why not? Let's go.
Talking about the venue, there is one interesting comment here made by our friend Samay here, who has commented that Mumbai Indians have not lost in Chennai since 2012. Now, talk about a dominance from a side. And with this IPL, we are seeing that it is going to be a neutral venue for all the teams. And such stats actually help teams like Mumbai Indians, who will enjoy playing on such kind of surfaces. So my next question here is to Omkar. So we know that the South African players are currently in quarantine, and there is a possibility that Quinton de Kock might not feature in this match. So as we know that Rohit Sharma has finally made his way back into the opening slot for the Mumbai Indians, who do you see as a partner for Quinton de Kock for Rohit Sharma till the time Quinton de Kock is absent?
Yeah, by reading all the news and the mandatory quarantine.
I guess he's stuck. There is some network issue.
Yeah, network issue. Yeah, go ahead, Omkar.
But I think we all know.
We can say that Chris Lynn should be given a chance because he didn't get a single game last season. Despite we had qualified for the playoffs, he didn't get a last game for just a warm-up match, you can say, or just to make him the experience of playing in MI.
Well, talking about big hitters, IPL is all about entertaining the fans, entertaining the cricket world. And we know that the caliber of Chris Lynn is just to entertain the fans all around. And we would really love as cricket fans to see someone like Chris Lynn being in the Mumbai Indians team. But talking about big names, my question here to Kaustubh, and you know who is it going to be about? It is
Of
the
course.
big money signing. It is the big money signing, Glenn Maxwell. Now we know
big
that
show.
we know that the Royal Challengers Bangalore are quite used to being, let's say, trolled. Trolled is the right word. I'm not sure if it's professional or not, but let's say they are not much popular on the social media platforms. So when RCB team management decided to go with Maxwell for such a high amount, what was your initial reaction? And do you genuinely believe that he's going to be the key for Royal Challengers Bangalore in the middle order?
I mean, yes, Glenn Maxwell. For that slot, we tried Moeen Ali last year, but maybe for some unknown reasons, Moeen Ali was not working. I mean, he's an excellent player. Don't get me wrong, but for that position, we needed a big name. So the Kohli and the AB de Villiers, they take too much of a aura around them. They carry so much of big aura around them that new players find it very, very hard to nurture under them or grow under them. So a big name like Glenn Maxwell, along with these two big names, have no pressure to perform. So when a player enjoys, that's the time when he's doing well, he's performing well. So I think with them along with them too, he'll be good. So it was no surprise for me.
Yeah, certainly. And my next theme that is going to be, we have talked all about the batsman. We know the caliber of batsman, and it is an unfair world for the bowlers that we currently live in. We are seeing six sixes in an over quite often now. So let's just have some sympathy for the bowlers around. As we know that Chennai is traditionally a spin assisting pitch. And this is actually a very unpopular opinion currently going on social media, that Mumbai Indians do not have quality spinners in their lineup. So Omkar, how would you like to respond to these comments?
Yeah, actually, these comments are quite, what we can say, weird. Actually, we have quality spinners. We have the young Rahul Chahar. We have got the experience of Jayant Yadav, and we have added Piyush Chawla as well. So there are 3 experienced spinners that we have got. We don't have an overseas spinners, but I don't think an overseas spinners matters the most. we have the overseas fast bowlers which can hit the deck and just get the opposition all out.
Well, certainly. And talking about the spinners, there is one leader of the bowling, or should I say, in the Royal Challengers dugout, and that is Yuzvendra Chahal. And currently, he is actually not in a good reign of form, and that is actually quite evident in the way he's bowling right now. So, as a Royal Challengers Bangalore fan, Kaustubh, are you concerned with the way Yuzvendra Chahal is currently going, or do you believe that he has what it takes to come back and perform really well for Bangalore like he is used to doing in the past?
I mean, well, not really. I mean, Chahal was a chess player previously before playing cricket. So, I mean, he's used to these conditions. He knows how to handle pressure. And even Kohli once said, I mean, when he was in his bad form in 2014, and he thought the world would end. So, I mean, he has been he had a backing of, he backed Yuzvendra Chahal on very much times. And so I feel the Yuzvendra Chahal will be back and he will pick wickets, definitely.
Really amazing, and that is the beauty of this IPL, because we have seen players who have not been in great reign of form and managed to turn it around in the IPL, and that is actually the beauty of cricket, the law of averages. You cannot be down for all the time, and that is certainly a life lesson to be taken from. And going ahead with my question over to Omkar, actually it's for both of you. We have seen that the youngsters are making the mark in the world of cricket. We have seen that happen in the international stages when we saw the likes of Rishabh Pant, Ishan Kishan just making their names for the Indian cricket team. So my question to both of you, first to Omkar, how important will it be for the youngsters to step up in this IPL? Because mind you, we got 2 T20 World Cups coming up in the upcoming years. We got it in 2021 in India and then 2022 in Australia. So how much of an importance will this particular IPL season be? Because it's the IPL season before the mega auction next year. So how important will it be for these young players to step up and make their name for the franchises?
Yeah, the ICC has announced that there will be 23 members in the squad because of the bio bubble. So you can almost say that there will be almost 2 teams in one squad of each country. So you can add young players as well. The young players have expressed themselves, adapted to the conditions really well, and they are just taking the game to the end. It's not like they are just giving good starts and throwing away the wickets, but they are just converting the starts into a big score and making the team to a good total.
Certainly. Kaustubh, would you like to comment on the impact of the youngsters in this upcoming IPL?
I mean, we have seen the impact of youngsters in Australia. I mean, we breached the fortress, we breached the Gabba. So yeah, the experience that IPL gives, the exposure that gives, and the picking of brains that youngsters do during the IPL, it is very important. And yeah, the upcoming World Cups, the youngsters will play a big part. I mean, most of the players that are playing this World Cup now will be retired, and we don't know how many players will survive till 2022 World Cup. So yeah, the youngsters are a very big part of this.
Well, that's certainly amazing. And I know that IPL is all about entertainment and also fan wars, a bit of banter. And so far on the session, we have been pretty generous, pretty friendly. So now let's get into the action. We are acting like cricket fans, but now it's time to show your pride as representing your team. So going ahead with the game plan session. First, Omkar, you see in the RCB team, you can see the likes of Glenn Maxwell. You can see the likes of Devdutt Padikkal, who is in prime form. Virat Kohli, who is actually opening the innings for the first time since 2016 for the RCB. So as a Mumbai Indians fan, are you concerned with the top order that the Royal Challengers Bangalore have currently in this squad? And what would be your ideal game plan to bowl to these superstars?
See, for Virat Kohli, we have the best in the world, that is Jasprit Bumrah. We don't need anyone else to go for that. Also, we have got Trent Bolt, who can just bowl with his swing and trap the batsman. So, and for Glenn Maxwell, we can say Piyush Chawla or Rahul Chahar with their leg spin bowling. And for De Villiers also, we have got Krunal Pandya, a very good record against him by getting him out continuously. So, we can get rid of them, definitely.
Well, I could see that smirk on Omkar's face. He's highly confident about this match, and who wouldn't be? It's the first match of the season and the confidence is up above the roof. And to go ahead with the next question to Kaustubh, we know that Royal Challengers Bangalore are not quite famous for their bowling. We have seen that they have quite a lot of superstars in their batting lineup, but this season they have actually went all out and bought a certain big money player, that is Kyle Jamieson. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that the additions that they have made in the auction would actually help the Royal Challengers Bangalore to improve their bowling this season?
Yes, definitely. So the thing with Jamison is he's very tall. I mean, he's 6 foot 8 inches. So anything he bowls is going to bounce a lot. I mean, the normal height, the average height in India is 5'10" or 5'11". So whatever he bowls, that is going to be a bouncer. And due to the Indian circumstances, our batsmen are not used to play the bouncing conditions and the bouncer very well. There are a few exceptions like Rohit Sharma, but not everyone is accustomed to it. So the Kyle Jamieson is a great addition. And the Indian bowling lineup, that the core we have, the Sundar, Siraj and Saini, those three players played the last match in the Australia. So they are riding high on confidence. So yeah, I think our bowling lineup is strong this year.
Well, sir, I think the banter has already started.
Yeah, Kyle Pollard. Let's see.
Big KP, and we have seen his impact over the years for Mumbai Indians. Now, talking about Big KP and talking about the impact of the overseas player that we're currently seeing, I think the beauty of the IPL, one aspect of the IPL is that the amount of foreign players, in the quality of the foreign players that we have in this tournament. So, going ahead with my next question, who would be your first starting 4 overseas player for this match and why? First to Omkar.
Okay, so as we all know that Quinton de Kock is not available, it will be Chris Lean, Kieron Pollard, Trent Bolt, and the last time we played at Tepak in 2019, we had played only 3 overseas. So it's not necessary that we can add the 4th overseas player, but if we add the 4th overseas player, it will be good.
Yeah, but are you not reading comments? The Marco has been handed his debut cap. Marco is making his debut.
That's actually a huge news because we have seen
that's a surprise package.
That is the beauty of the Mumbai Indians team.
He's also a tall guy, left hand. So let's see how he plays.
Yeah, so today we are seeing 2 bowlers, 6'8" clashing of giants.
Let me tell you, that it shouldn't be surprising at all because in the IPL, you would see this unknown talent getting the recognition, the very well deserved recognition because we have been reading about these certain players like Marco Jansen in the press, but now to watch them play in front of a millions of audience, I think that is going to be really an interesting move. And really, hats off to teams like Mumbai Indians who back their young talents. And talking about your point about 3 overseas players, I think that's a very bold call to make. I mean, to back your Indian players because we have seen some teams being dependent on the overseas players. So, talking about the overseas players, your answer to the same question comes to who would be your top 4 overseas player for today?
Definitely AB de Villiers. He has to play. Glenn Maxwell. And I would have picked Daniel Sams, but I think the news has come as that he has tested positive for the COVID. So in place of him, I will put Daniel Christian and for bowling the Kyle Jamieson. So that would be my 4.
Certainly. Dan Christian has actually had a great BBL season and he has been really superb. So we are actually nearing the toss time and I want your quick prediction, guys. If your team wins the toss, what would be your decision and why? Quick prediction.
Win the toss and bowl first because MI has the best bowling lineup in the IPL. So win the toss, restrict them to a decent total and chase it down.
What about you, Kaustubh?
Yeah, I mean, our captain has said the toss doesn't matter. Whatever it is, we'll do. We'll win. This is the first match. Come on, guys.
Well, Kaustubh is really confident about his team's chances and till the time the toss is happening, let me just take some of the fan comments and you are actually free to answer them yourself. So one of the comments that has come in from Go for Humor is it's a very interesting one. He said that, do you guys think that exhaustion would come into play for Indian players by the end of the IPL? That is a really interesting question. Now, who would like to answer that question?
I would like to.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Omkar.
Yeah, we can say that workload has to be managed for each and every player because our Indian team has got a very long tour and a hectic schedule, we can say so. From IPL, we go to England for the World Test Championship. Then we have to play the England series. We have to play the Asia Cup as well if it doesn't clashes with the World Test Championship. And then we have got 2 home series against New Zealand and South Africa. It will be a T20 series before the T20 World Cup. And we also got the T20 World Cup. So the workload of all the players should be managed properly. to get them fit for the bigger stage.
Before I go to Kaustupa, I would like the comments to keep us updated about the toss because we are not in front of the television screen. So it would be
Okay,
great.
so Kohli has won the toss.
Oh, that's
nice.
that's even surprising than Mumbai Indians not making the playoffs.
See, this is the this is the sign of things to come, Omkar. Today is not
Amazing,
today.
amazing. So
You can't predict anything right now.
So going over to Kaustup, let's just talk about the toss. Let's just find out the impact, the importance of the toss in the T20 game because we have seen Dew coming into play in the India vs England series. So so Kaustup, my question to you is: are you happy with choosing to bowl first? And I know that you have said yes. So what are you expecting? What are you expecting from the first innings?
The first innings, I think the score would be 160, the pass score or the average score. So anything below that, it is wonderful. And 160 would be great to chase. But anything 170, 180, we are capable. We do have the firepower.
Okay, so till the time we get the actual team news, let's just head over to Omkar. And are you happy with Mumbai Indians batting first in a tournament opener, or are you not concerned about the overall match result? Because we know what happens with the Mumbai Indians.
Toss doesn't matter. Losing a toss doesn't mean that you have lost the game. We have got the best bowling lineup. We have Jasprit Bumrah, Trent Bolt, Rahul Chahar. Now Marco Jansen is also there. Hardik Pandya is back in the bowling. So we have got KP who can bowl a bit slower ones and cutters. We can restrict them and we can defend our total.
Really, really amazing. And I think it's fair to say that both of you are highly confident about this tournament opener, and neither of you is going to take nothing less than a win today. So my question next is to Kaustup. Talking about that RCB are currently chasing in this match, and that is a huge toss to win. Let's just talk about, whenever we talk about chasing, there is only one player that comes to our mind, and that is the chase master himself, Virat Kohli. How important, how big of a deal it is to have someone like Virat Kohli opening the innings for your team since 2016? Because the last time he opened the innings for a full tournament, RCB had a stellar of a season and they went on to the finals, and Kohli had scored almost 973 runs, almost 1,000 runs in that season. So do you think that it is going to be a similar story for the men in red this time with Kohli opening the innings?
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, Kohli has been vocal about it since very long. I mean, he always wanted to open, but due to the team combination, he was not able to. But after the inclusion of Glenn Maxwell, the middle order is looking strong. The Daniel Christian, the Glenn Maxwell, the Washington Sundar, they make the middle order very strong, and it allows Kohli to open. So yeah, I mean, he always wanted to do this. He is the best batsman in the world. In T20, when you have 120 balls, your best batsman should get maximum balls. So yeah, definitely it's going to be his year.
Exactly. And whenever we talk about Virat Kohli, we always think about who are his rivals. And in the IPL, there is no bigger rival than the captain of Mumbai Indians himself, that is Rohit Sharma. And there is one interesting stat of Rohit Sharma that I would like to focus you upon. And it is not quite promising for a Mumbai Indians fan, but I'm sure they won't mind because at the end, you have to win trophies. And that is the beauty of a team's performance for Mumbai Indians, because mind you, Rohit Sharma's stats as a batsman are not that promising because he has only scored 400 runs only once in the last 4 years, even though batting in the top of the order, where he scored 403, I guess, in 2019. So my question to Omkar is, do you believe that the form of Rohit Sharma with the bat is crucial for the success of Mumbai Indians this season? Because even though when he scores less than 400 runs, Mumbai Indians still manages to have a stellar of a season. So how big of an impact will it have on the team when your captain scores 400 run season?
Actually, the captain leading from the front is a big thing for any franchise, to be honest. But we can say that last year he was into 2019. To be honest, he had been playing, but he had scores only of 30s and 40s. Mostly of 40s, they were not getting converted into big scores like the 70s and 80s. Last season, in between, he got injured. But you can't forget that he played a one-side knock in the final, just smashing the Delhi Capitals and scoring that 68 runs, vital 68 runs, to be honest. And we were winning the 5th title out there.
Exactly. And till the time the live session is going on, I would really like if someone would update us with the team news, because we are excited to talk about the team news. We are excited to see who is making their way and who is not playing. So I got a news that 3 guys are making their debut for the Royal Challengers Bangalore: Maxwell, Jamieson, and Dan Christian. These 3 are going to be playing the first match for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So Kaustup, winning the toss, having these three powerhouse in your team, how big of an impact will Maxwell, Jamieson, and Dan Christian have for RCB today?
I mean, it was predictable. I mean, those were the playing four of my team. But I'm more interested in who's the uncapped player who's playing there. I mean, is it Mohammad Azharuddin or is it Rajat Patidar? Because that would decide who is going to keep the wickets.
Certainly,
And ABD has been very vocal that he does not want to keep. His back is not getting any enter.
He's making his debut.
Patidar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Patidar is
interesting.
Another day for
Interesting.
ABD.
Really amazing to see that, and it is always heartening to see when youngsters, when the new players, I won't say youngsters, but when the new players are backed by the franchises, and that actually certainly helps the confidence of growing Indian cricket to a whole. Now, going ahead with my next question to Omkar, it is certainly about the impact of having a great all-rounder in your side. We have seen all-rounders are the key to winning the trophy for the teams, and we have also seen that Hardik Pandya did not bowl consistently because of his back injury. So since we know that he is actually quite better than the last time he played for Mumbai Indians, so how crucial will it be for someone like Hardik Pandya to bowl consistently 3 to 4 overs for Mumbai Indians, given that Kieron Pollard was actually doing the job last season?
Yeah, to having Hardik back in the bowling, it is always great because he gives you at least 3 overs per match. If he doesn't complete his quota, that's fine, but he always completes his quota of 4 overs. He can bowl a better back of length ball to get wickets, and his slower ones are also good to get the wickets. So impact of Hardik in bowling will be great because we all know his impact in batting and as well as fielding, how better fielder he is.
Certainly.
One of the best fielders of
Well, with the addition of Patidar in the squad, there is one surprising exclusion from the Royal Challengers Bangalore squad, where one of the comments said that there is no Devdutt Padikkal in the RCB lineup. So, do you see Patidar opening the innings with Virat Kohli, or do you see someone else opening with Virat, Kaustup?
I think I have to look at the playing 11 that they are playing. So mostly I have a gut feeling that if Devdutt is not playing, then the Azhar must be playing. He has to play because he has been in very good form in the Vijay Hazare Trophy and Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, and he has destroyed Mumbai Indians the Mumbai Ranji bowling and scored 37 runs, 37 ball century. So I think the Azhar has to play if Devdutt is not playing, and I think Devdutt is not playing because of COVID. I mean, I'm not sure about his health. I mean, if he is 100% or not. So yeah, I think Azhar has to open with him if he is playing.
And let me just tell you that Omkar has got his wish granted. We got Chris Lynn finally making his debut for the Mumbai Indians. He's going to be opening the innings with Rohit Sharma, and it is safe to say that we are going to expect fireworks from both the sides, and we are looking forward to a cracking contest. So your expectation, Omkar, from Chris Lynn, do you see him slowly getting into the tournament, or do you see him going bang bang from the first match onwards?
Can't say actually. If he takes his time for a few overs and then he goes banging, it will be a huge, because he's playing after a long time in the IPL. He didn't get a single game last season, so to play the first match almost after 2 years, it will be tough for him. But I'm sure he'll go big.
Right. And so far, let me tell you guys, it has been a very interesting session so far, learning a lot of new analysis from both the teams, and we're actually nearing the end. So we got a couple of more questions coming in. So my first question is, my second last question is to Kaustup. So Kaustup, since RCB has won the toss, who is the player that you're most looking for in the first innings and also in the second innings, or is it the same player for both the innings?
I mean, ideally, I'm looking forward to see Maxwell. I mean, what kind of a form he is in and what kind of tournament he has depends on how good the tenure will be for RCB. But he bats at number 5, so I don't want those many wickets to fall. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how Rajat Patidar goes, because yeah, that will be good. If he fires, all cylinders are blazing, it will be a great season for us.
Certainly. Same question to you, Omkar. Who do you see as a potential threat for the opposition from your team?
Well, in the batting, there are many. I can't name one, to be honest, but the X factor tonight, I think it will be Suryakumar Yadav in the batting, and for bowling we have Jasprit Bumrah.
Certainly. So guys, a last question to both of you, since we know that most of us are involved in playing fantasy cricket. So it is for all the audience who play fantasy cricket. So we have you as our analyst. So we would like you, both of you, to name one player each. Or who would you think is going to have the most impact? It could be from Mumbai Indians. It could be from RCB. It doesn't have to be from your team. So who do you think will have the most impact for in this particular match?
Bumrah, man.
Umrah going with the ballers. Kaustubh, what about you?
Um, I think I would choose Virat Kohli. I mean, batting first game. He's hungry. I mean, the last match he played, he opened for India. So, yeah, Virat Kohli.
Certainly the captain himself, and who wouldn't want to see Virat Kohli finally making his mark and to break his century. Doug, hopefully, I think Kaustubh would really like if Virat Kohli could have a century in this IPL. So, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure previewing this big clash between the Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore. We would be joining with you very soon after the match, hopefully with some smiles at the either end, and hopefully we get to see a cracking of a contest. And as a neutral in this match, I would really like to see another super over. I'm sorry, Omkar, I'm sorry, Kaustubh, but as
The
a
last
fan,
time the super over happened, we won.
yeah, who knows what might happen. So as a neutral fan, it would be how poetic it would be to start off the season with a super over. So
Yeah.
guys, it has been an honor previewing and having you on the show. We would be joining very soon after the match with both of you, and would be glad to hear your thoughts. And till the time, you guys the guys who have joined in, thank you for joining us. And I hope that you could join us after the show after the match as well, where we would be taking more of your questions after the first match. So till the time, enjoy guys, and have a great day and have a great time enjoying the IPL. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you, Sanchit.
See you
We'll
after the
join
RCB
soon.
wins.
Cheers.
Let's see.
cheers.
We have MI. We'll break the streak now, like UAE Jinx.
No.
Hope for the best.
It's not that.
Yeah, like we
See
are
you
we're
guys.
only going to see.
See you,
Last time
Sanchit.
MI RCB played each other, it was Surya rather doing the pose.
Yeah, we are going to find out what will happen in a couple of hours. But till then, let's just enjoy the cricket and stay safe, everyone.
Yeah,
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you, Sanchit. Thank you, Kaustubh.
Thank you.